Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia, and this is What Happened on the Soaps General Hospital. Y'all, I'm sorry, forgive me for last week. It was a lot going on, and so I just went down to the basic soaps, which is Days and Bold and the Beautiful. Y'all, it was like everything that could go wrong went wrong. Like check engine light came on, air went out. What else happened? The refrigerator stopped working. It was like, okay, I need a break. But I'm back now, so let's get right into this review. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it. You know what? It was solid. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 because it was solid. It might even get an 8. Okay, it was solid. It was solid. It was solid. Um, Today is Monday, June the 20th, 2022. Let's get right into this. There was a lot of moving pieces, so if I forget anyone, please don't charge it to me. There was a lot of moving pieces on this, and I'm trying to get them all. My favorite on this soap today was actually Trina Taggart and Curtis with Portia. So Trina is all excited telling Josh, "Yes, girl, I'm so happy we got this lead and everything." Okay, mama. I'm so happy we got this lead and everything. And then there goes Curtis Taggart and Portia waiting on her. And she's like, I'm going to have to call you back, girl. So they're talking about Title IX because, they found out that, she got the school, she got rejected by the school as far as being able to come back. And, she has to go in front of them and try to prove her case and everything. And so they were just there to support her. But then she have to tell them about she got a lead on Esme. And they said, okay. And they said, where you go? And she said, what's that place called? High Sliders or something. And Portia has no clue what it is. But Taggart and Curtis do. And they like, what? And so she explained, it was a cute scene, y'all. It was a real cute scene. So she explains everything that went on and everything and how they got the lead and all that. And Taggart, he like upset, as any dad would be. Like, he doesn't want her being in danger. He was like, you two underage young ladies going to a biker club. And Portia was like, a biker club? But she explained everything that happened, and she just kept going. She was like, so we win, and he recognized Esme, and they was like, okay, then what happened? Well, then one of the men manhandled Johnson. They were like, what? And then she said, and then Taylor was like, please don't tell me the cops came. Well, because she was like, a fight, and then a fight broke up out, and then the cops came, and they were like, oh my God. So it was a mess, but it was cute. It was a cute scene to me. Okay, so anyways, she update them on everything. Portia said, "I'm gonna get us some pizza." I'm not gonna hold y'all long on this because it wasn't. It was a cute scene, and the whole story was good to me. It was solid, but I'm not gonna hold y'all long on it because it didn't really move to me. This scene, which her just informing them, but it didn't move the storyline along. But anyways, I mean, just a little bit. But anyway, so Portia says, I'm going to go and get some pizza, order pizza and snacks. And Taggart said he going to go help or whatever. So that left Curtis and Trina there to talk. And he tells her that it's exactly what I would have did. And I said, I know your daughter is just like you, sir. But anyways, so he's proud of her or whatever. And Portia said she was proud of her too. And Tigger said, I'm proud, I'm disappointed. And she said, well, we couldn't find, Portia was like, we couldn't find anything to help her. She's fighting for her life. So I'm proud. And he was like, yeah, you right. So they all sit down to eat or whatever, some snacks until the pizza comes. And she was like, the one of the guys found out, he knows that my dad is an ex-cop. So she doubts the man would talk. And Taggart said, did you forget that no, Curtis said, did you forget that your dad is an ex-cop and your stepdad is a PI? Like, we got this or whatever. We gonna find him. I said, well, okay then, make some moves on your own because PCPD ain't doing nothing for y'all. All right, so then we move on to so that was it with y'all. Ooh, child. That was it with them. So then we move on to Martin and no, you know what? I'm gonna wrap Valentine and Anna up. Y'all, I know y'all love Valentine and Anna, but they're boring to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love me Fiona. I love me some Fiona, but let's go on. So they at the movies or whatever, because y'all know they still on their little date night and everything. And they talking and doing all this kind of stuff. I'm not gonna hold you long on it. But anyways, He tells her that Felicia said that he been ignoring her. Valentine got a lot of stuff going on, and you could tell he really likes Anna, because I was questioning it at one point. Now I still think Anna doesn't need Valentine, but you could tell he really likes her. But he got some, like, somebody, I don't know if it's Victor or not, but I'm thinking that it is. He's trying to control Valentine, so Valentine is like, I need ELQ. Like, I can't be where I'm dependent on somebody else. I can't do that anymore, because he talked about, when he got kicked out and had nothing. When he got kicked out of Windermere and all that kind of stuff, he doesn't want to live like that anymore. So he's like, I need ELQ to come through for me. So then we see that he goes and gets Anna some more popcorn. I'm not holding y'all long. And when he come back, she said, "You got a text." And she said, "Who you?" He was like, "Did you? Who is it from?" And she's like, "I didn't read it." And then she said, "I'm sorry, I ate ribs. I'm so sorry. My brother and I made ribs." And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is my tooth." But so gotta go floss after this. So anyway, so she's just like, "Tell me, was that another woman? You got somebody on the side or whatever?" You're like, nah. But anyways, he just tells her, "Can I have a second date?" And she says yes. And then Anna looks at him, and you could tell Anna don't trust Valentine all the way. And she shouldn't, and you shouldn't, Anna. Don't do it. So then we go to Martin and Laura. Let's just wrap this up, because there was so many moving pieces in this today. So then we go to Martin and Laura. So Martin and Laura are speaking, right? And she tells him that she thinks the person, okay, so Felicia and Matt come over, and they tell them, "We need to speak right now, but when Kevin gets here, we all could talk or whatever." And they were like, "Okay, cool." So anyways, Martin and Laura are talking, and she tells him that she thinks the person that was attacking them is Victor Cassadine, but she can't prove it, but she thinks it has something to do with Luke. And she thinks that honestly, Martin was never really in danger, that he was just doing that to make it seem like their brother, Cyrus, was the person who had been attacking them. But they said, after speaking to Jordan, Cyrus, they don't think it was him. Like, they don't know if he this religious reform or whatever, but they know she honestly doesn't believe he was the one doing this to them or whatever. Plus, she says Victor keeps talking about this private thing or whatever, but he won't say what it is, like these moves he needs to make. And I said, yeah, stay on that path, because it's Victor. But anyway, so then we see, so while they're talking or whatever, Kevin comes up. Now, Kevin had been in the office with Esme, and Esme said she wants to do a case study of Orion. And Kevin says, "No, I told you to stay away from him. He's dangerous." And he says what everybody else is saying. He's dangerous. It doesn't matter, as long as he could communicate, even if it's just a blinking, he's still a dangerous man. He manipulates your mind. He gets inside and gets you to do what he wants you to do. And she says, "Do you think it's hereditary? Do you think he can be changed? It could even have formed a real relationship?" And Esme is trying to really find out about this, because she knows that's her dad. And at the end of the day, excuse me, no, he's telling her no. He was like, Ryan could not form a real relationship or whatever. And he says, "But I know why you're asking these questions." She was like, "You do?" He said, "Yeah, you're thinking about, you don't know your own parents." And she was like, "Yeah." And she said, "I don't have any friends. Spencer and our relationship is up and down." Like, she wants to know if she was a psychopath like Ryan. And the answer is yes, ma'am, you are. But I still like you, Esme. I still like you, girl. But yes, you are. And so, anyways, she's just like, okay. So Kevin goes, and he meets up with Laura and Martin. And Martin said he has a phone call, so that brings Mac and Felicia over. Now Mac and Felicia over had been talking in their own little, eating dinner or whatever. They're gonna meet them all up for dessert. Little Mama, no, they're gonna meet them all up for dessert and everything. And so she tells them Mac that she confronted Ryan. Mac don't like this because he said he is still a threat, Felicia. Even if his body can't physically move, his mind is could still be working, or his blinking and all that kind of stuff. He's still a threat. Lord. And when she go over to the table with Laura, Kevin, and when they all go over, they say, yeah, it still is. He still is, because Kevin she tells Kevin that she confronted Ryan or whatever, and he was like, it still is a threat. And she said, well, his new care person, he was like, you communicated through Blinky. She said, yeah, his new care person. He said, I didn't know they replaced somebody with Harmony. And she said, yeah. And they said, well, so Kevin is like, I got to vet this out. And she said, yeah, because that Esme girl needs all the help she can get. And him and Laura look at each other and they say, Esme Prince. And she said, yeah. And so Kevin says, I'm sorry, I got to go. So Kevin leaves, and they was like, Felicia's like, did I miss something? And she said, Ryan has forbidden Esme to talk to Kevin. No, Kevin has forbidden Esme to talk to Ryan or whatever, and she found a way around it. Of course, Esme did. So then Kevin goes to Kelly's. Now, how he know Esme was gonna be there? I don't know. Maybe she told him early, and I know I'm paying attention. But he goes to Kelly's. Now, Victor is talking to Spencer there, and Spencer is telling Victor that he wants to help Esme and he wants to find her parents. I'm not gonna hold you long. He wants to find her parents and stuff. And Victor's like, okay, I can help you do that. Because he said, but do you know if Esme wants to do that? He said, yes, she wants to find them, but she don't have the casting out money and connections. And Victor said, well, who does really? I said, Victor, get on my nerves. I can't stand the casting eyes, but I love them. They been getting on my nerves, but I love these men. They're so funny to me. They're just arrogant and just so ugh, but that you love to hate them. Somebody said that in my comments, and you're exactly right. You love to hate them. But anyways, Victor gonna help him, but then Esme comes in and she hugging all on Spencer, and he like, yeah, this my last day of work and all that. And so she see Kevin or whatever. So Spencer's like, oh, I gotta go and take care of the last few things, and then I'll be done. And she says, take your time, and because she see Kevin, so she walk out, and Kevin say, you lied to me. She said, oh no, I told you I took your recommendation. See that little play on words? He said, Esme, don't play me. He said, but you know what? You got the right one, okay? Because I had you barred. You're not going to be interning there anymore. And she said, what? Y'all can't do this to me. And he said, oh, yes, I can. And I did. You're going to stay away from my brother or whatever. And I said, please do, because Esme is looking at this as her father. But I think hearing Felicia and hearing Kevin, she's starting to realize how dangerous Ryan truly is or whatever. And it's concerning her, but it's not enough to make her stop wanting to be his puppet and everything. So that's what it is right there, y'all. And so then we see, let's see who else. Was that the end of the soap, y'all? I oh, so then we see Laura gets a call from Alexis, and Alexis says, Laura, there's something going to happen tomorrow, and it's gonna be big, and there's no way to stop it or whatever. And I said, oh, this that, because they're having a celebration for Laura tomorrow. So I don't know if there's gonna be a review on that tomorrow, unless they bring in other people, because I don't really care about that. I think it's just a one-off episode or whatever. But anyways, that was General Hospital, guys. Just let me look one more time to make sure I didn't miss anybody, because it all happened so fast today. No, I didn't miss anyone. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow for a new episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Have a great day.